Alrighty, hello everyone, my name is Kit, and in this video I'll be showing you how to use Kotlinx serialization for your Korge project. So the first thing that we want to go over is how to add Kotlinx serialization to your project. And to do this, what you do is go on your build.gradle.kts file, and then here under the Korge lambda here, they have this function called serialization JSON, which adds it to the project dependencies. Now, the way that Korge's build stuff is configured is actually quite confusing, and I don't fully understand it myself. But yeah, Soywiz, the developer, included this very helpful function here so that we can add it to our project. So just add the serialization JSON, and then to verify that you actually have the correct libraries, you can go to external libraries here. Then if you scroll down, you should be able to see Kotlinx serialization. So we do see it here. All right, so for this tutorial, I won't be going over Kotlinx that much. If you want to read about it, I'll put a link to the docs in the description. But it's pretty simple. So we can create a data class that represents something. So let's do a user profile. And then for this, we can have a username, which is a string. We could have a favorite color, which is also a string. What else? We can give it an ID, which is a long. And I guess a favorite decimal number, which is a double, like this. And then all we have to do in order to support serialization of this data class is to add a .serializable. Cool. So now if we go ahead and remove all of this, then we can create a user profile. User profile. Let's do Xenotactic. Favorite color, I'll say yellow. 1, 2, 3, 1.11. All right. And to use the JSON API, I think we have to create a JSON object like this. JSON. Then inside of this builder action, we can configure the Json Builder. So let's just have it use prettyprint for now. So prettyprint makes it so that the JSON that is printed out is pretty. Okay, so next, I think the way that we can use this is by doing json.encode to string. So this will encode the provided data class value into a JSON string. So here we can provide our user profile JSON string. And yeah, we can just try printing it out and seeing what happens. JSON string. So let's go ahead and run this. Okay. So yeah, you see here that it indeed printed out this JSON string here. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So if we want to write it using Korge's virtual file system, what we can do is reference a file system like this, so resources VFS. And just to note, there are many different types of file systems. I myself don't understand like when we should use one over the other. But in my personal opinion, I think you should just use resource VFS for now, because everything you write to it will be shown in your IDE, which just makes it a bit easier to recognize what change. I think usually if you use root local VFS, it will write to your like C something something user something something profile name, and it'll write in like this directory right here. But for now, we're just going to keep it simple. We're going to write it to our resource VFS. Then it uses this I forgot what this is called, but it's like an index thing. So we can describe our file name like this, user profile.text, and then we can store a reference to this VFS file. So if we want to write our JSON string, Korge provides a bunch of different write functions for these VFS file objects. So this is a VFS file. If you look inside, it has many different functions. So let's do write string, and then we'll write our JSON string. And just to note, this is a suspend function. So if you are calling it from a non-suspendable function, what you can do is do global scope.launch, then launch this inside of this instead. So yeah, that is just something to note. We can go ahead and run this, and it should write out the string into this profile here. Okay, so it should write into this resources, and yes, we do see the user profile text or JSON being written right here. And I should probably have this write JSON instead of that text. So let's go ahead and rerun it. And yeah, we do see it being written. So now if you want to read in this this user profile.json, we just do the something very similar. So instead of creating a user profile, we will read in from this virtual file system here that references the resources folder. And then we do vfs.read string like this. So this is the JSON string. And then after we read the string, let's go ahead and print it out just to make sure that everything looks good. Yep, looks good to me. And to decode the string, to get our data class, we can use the json.decode from string method. So decode from the JSON string. Then I think it also accepts a type parameter. So this should be the user profile. So user profile equals this. And let's go ahead and print out the user profile data class. And yeah, it looks correct. So here we have our JSON string. And here we have the data class itself with the different values. So we have this. Yep, everything looks right. So yeah, that is an example of how you can use the JSON API in Korge, and how you can use it in conjunction with the virtual file system. Okay, I think that is all that I have to cover for today. Thanks for watching, and have a good one.